Hey guys, happy Monday. I'm back with another market update and talking about all that's going on in the Phoenix real estate market this week as compared to last week. I have quite a few things to cover, but I will try to make it as short and sweet as possible. I did want to talk a little bit about employment because we have seen a decrease in our unemployment here in Phoenix, which is awesome. Since COVID started in March, obviously our unemployment really spiked up as it did everywhere in the country, but we're seeing in Phoenix that it's down to about 5.9% in August, and that's compared to 10.7% unemployment rate in July. So that's an awesome decrease to see. We're still seeing extremely high unemployment rates for our leisure and hospitality industry, to be expected as we're still kind of navigating through these shutdowns and travel and COVID here. But everything else has started to come down, so that's great to see. Our month over month Arizona employment has increased by 79,000 jobs. So that's great news for Phoenix. So that's all I have on employment. An update as far as the market index goes. If I give you one guess, will you be able to guess where we're at? We're higher again from last week. So last week was another record, 343, I think. I can't remember exactly where we were at last week. We're at 345.9 this week. So almost 346. Again, this is another new record. What's interesting about this market index this week is that it's being affected quite a bit by buyer demand and not as much by our seller supply. So we've seen a lot of low supply lately. It's still very low, but our supply is not what has affected this quite as much. We actually saw an increase in demand. So that has increased our CMI to 345.9. As long as that number continues to go up, we will continue to see prices go up or appreciation go up. If prices were to come down at all, it would probably take at least a year. From where we're at right now and where the trajectory of this index is going, even if we stay flat right now with the CMI, it'll still probably take a year until we see any effect on prices. So if you're considering buying, right now is a really good time to buy because I think prices will continue to go up. And if you are considering selling, now is a great time to sell too because we don't really know what's to come. But if you were to wait a few months, you actually might capture a higher price in a few months based on this information. So I don't have a crystal ball and I am not giving any official predictions, but based off of the information that I follow with Cromford Report, it seems to be that our market index is predicting price appreciation, and right now we see that continuing to go up. Let's see, let me check my notes here to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Like I said, I had a lot of things to cover. So our listings under contract has increased by 27% compared to last year. Since August 1st, we're up 11%. So we just continue to get more listings under contract, which is hard to fathom since we have so few homes for sale. But in reality, those homes for sale is not decreasing, it's just kind of staying stable. The buyer demand increases and then those homes just go really quickly. So that's how we're getting so many under contract. Our price range between 1 million to 2 million, the under contract number of homes under contract is up 115% from last year. We've seen a huge spike in our luxury market this year, specifically after our lockdowns ended. And whether those are people coming from other states and purchasing here or what that's affected by, we don't quite know yet. That's kind of an assumption, but 115% from last year, that's crazy. And that's also increasing our annual price per square foot or dollar per square foot that we see in our market because we're having so many more sales over $1 million. Also, our price ranges over 600,000 is shooting up as well. Since August 1st, we've had more homes under contract in the $600,000 range than we've seen prior. So that's another area that's become very popular and we're seeing a lot of sales in those areas. Our closings for this year, to give you an idea, when we started January, we were up 11% compared to January of 2019 in terms of number of homes closing. Then in Q2, we were down 21% compared to 2019. Obviously, COVID affected that, so we didn't have a whole lot of closings in the second quarter. And then Q3, we're ending at 9% up from 2019. So we are now tracking to have the best year that we've ever had, the most closings that we've ever had in Phoenix, which is kind of interesting considering how strange this year has been. And when COVID started, I don't know if anyone really knew what was going to happen to the real estate market, but it has completely rebounded. Our median days on market, if you are selling your home, the median number of days on market throughout all of Phoenix is still 7. It's been this number for a couple months now. So 50% of homes are selling in less than 7 days and 50% of homes are selling in more than 7 days. But regardless, if you are a seller or if you're a buyer, keep that number in mind because they're selling rather quickly for the most part. I've also talked about the number of listings that are closing over asking price. We're still seeing that trend. It's 36% of listings in August closed over the asking price. The last thing I wanted to mention is typically we see a seasonal trend in Phoenix where starting in the fall, our number of homes for sale and contracts kind of slopes off a little bit as we head into the holidays. Right now we're not seeing that. I don't know if that is going to change or not, but it doesn't look right now like we're going to follow that seasonal trend. But 2020 is kind of unpredictable, so we'll see what ends up happening. But I know that's a lot of information kind of all over the place, but wanted to hit on some really important things that have changed and the data that we have as we start to move into the fall season. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, call, text, or email anytime. Happy to help with your situation or buying and selling needs or just questions in general. Just let me know. And I hope everybody has a great week. Thank you for watching.